Hello everyone, my name is Lachlan and I'm going to be your Bible quiz host today. You're going to see some multiple choice questions come around, all centered on the Bible, and then you're going to have to guess the answer, and then we're going to reveal the answer and the Bible verse that we get that answer from. So let's see how many you can get right. Question number 1 for us today is: God changes the name of a few people in the Bible. What did he change Abram's name to? Was it Paul, Israel, or Abraham? The correct answer is Abraham. And in Genesis chapter 17 verse 5 we read, "No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you the father of a multitude of nations." Question number 2. How many people did King Nebuchadnezzar see in the burning fiery furnace? Was it 2, 3, or 4 people? The correct answer is 4 people. And in Daniel 3 verse 25 it says, "He answered and said, but I see 4 men unbound, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods." Question number 3. David collected 5 stones from the brook, but how many did he throw before Goliath was grounded? Was it 1, 2, or 3 stones? The correct answer is 1. And in 1 Samuel 17 verse 49 it says, "And David put his hand in his bag and took out a stone and slung it and struck the Philistine on his forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and he fell on his face to the ground." Question number 4. When God invited Solomon to ask, "What shall I give you?" what did Solomon ask for? Did he ask for wisdom, peace, or riches? Correct answer is he asked for wisdom. And in 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 9 it says, "Give your servant therefore an understanding mind to govern your people, that I may discern between good and evil, for who is able to govern this your great people?" Question number 5. When Jesus cast demons out of the man at Gerasenes, where did he cast them? Back to hell, into nearby pigs, or off a cliff? Correct answer is into nearby pigs. And in Mark chapter 5 verse 13 we read, "So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs, and the herd numbering about 2,000 rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned." Question number 6. When Joseph's brothers sold him to the Midianite traders, how much silver did he sell for? Was it 10 shekels, 15 shekels, or 20 shekels? The correct answer is 20 shekels. And in Genesis 37 verse 28 it says, "Then Midianite traders passed by, and they drew Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. They took Joseph to Egypt." Question number 7. After they sold him, what did Joseph's brothers suggest had happened to him when they confronted their father? Did they say he willingly left, he was killed, or he got lost? They said that he was killed. And in Genesis 37 verse 31 to 32 it says, "Then they took Joseph's robe and slaughtered a goat and dipped the robe in blood. And they sent the robe of many colors and brought it to their father and said, 'This we have found, please identify whether it is your son's robe or not.'" Question number 8. What did God send for the Israelites to eat when they were hungry, wandering in the desert? Was it quail and bread, locusts and dates, or figs and olives? The correct answer is quail and bread. And in Psalm 105 verse 40, it says, "They asked, and he brought quail and gave them bread from heaven in abundance." Question number 9. What was the main subject of Pharaoh's first dream that he had Joseph interpret? Was it cattle, stalks of grain, or cups of wine? The correct answer is cattle. In Genesis 41 verse 18 it says, 7 cows, plump and attractive, came up out of the Nile and fed in the reed grass. Question number 10. 10 plagues swept through Egypt. What was this 5th plague? Was it frogs, water turned to blood, or livestock die? Correct answer is livestock die. And in Exodus chapter 9 verse 3 we read, "Behold, the hand of the Lord will fall with a very severe plague upon your livestock that are in the field, the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the herds, and the flocks." Question number 11. The inscription above Jesus' cross was intended as mockery, but was inherently true. What did it say? King of the Jews, God with us, or Prince of Peace? Correct answer is King of the Jews. And in John chapter 19 verse 19, it says, Pilate also wrote an inscription and put it on the cross. It read, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Question number 12. What did Samson do to the lion that was charging toward him? He tamed it, he killed it, or he dodged it? The correct answer is he killed it. And in Judges chapter 14 verse 6 it says, And the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him, and although he had nothing in his hand, he tore the lion in pieces as one tears a young goat. But he did not tell his father or his mother what he had done. Question number 13. How many tablets total were the 10 Commandments inscribed upon? Was it 2, 3, or 4 tablets? The correct answer is 4 tablets. And in Exodus chapter 34 verse 1, it says, The Lord said to Moses, Cut for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first, and I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Question number 14. According to Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, who will inherit the earth? Is it the meek, the merciful, or the poor in spirit? The correct answer is the meek. And in Matthew chapter 5 verse 5 it says, Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Question number 15. Complete the verse, Psalm 23 verse 2. He makes me lie down in blank blank, and he leads me beside blank waters. Is it fresh linen cool, strong temples blue, or green pastures still? The correct answer is green pastures still. In Psalm 23 verse 2 it says, He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Question number 16. Joseph was one of 12 brothers. What was the name of his eldest brother? Was it Simeon, Reuben, or Judah? The correct answer is Reuben. And in Numbers chapter 26 verse 5 we read, Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, the sons of Reuben of Hanok, the clan of the Hanokites, of Palu, the clan of the Paluites. Question number 17. Which brother suggested selling Joseph rather than killing him? Was it Simeon, Reuben, or Judah? The correct answer is Judah. And in Genesis chapter 37 verse 26 to 27 it says, Then Judah said to his brothers, What profit is it if we kill our brother and conceal his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother, our own flesh. And his brothers listened to him. Question number 18. When Jesus shared a Passover meal with his disciples, what servant act did he do for them? Was it cooked them a meal, clothed them, or washed their feet? The correct answer is washed their feet. And in John chapter 13 verse 5 it says, Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. Question number 19. How many thrones seating elders surround God's throne in heaven? Is it 7 thrones, 16 thrones, or 24 thrones? The correct answer is 24 thrones. And in Revelation chapter 4 verse 4 it says, Around the throne were 24 thrones, and seated on the thrones were 24 elders, clothed in white garments with golden crowns on their heads. Question number 20. Why did people want to build the Tower of Babel? Was it to look impressive, to reach the heavens, or as a useful landmark? The correct answer is to reach the heavens. And in Genesis chapter 11 verse 4 we read, Then they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth. Question number 21. What did Moses' mother do to prevent him from being killed as a baby? Did she put him in a river, hide him in her home, or fled to far away? Correct answer is she put him in the river. In Exodus chapter 2 verse 3 it says, "When she could hide him no longer, she took for him a basket made of bulrushes and daubed it with bitumen and pitch. She put the child in it and placed it among the reeds by the riverbank." Question number 22. What did God do to prevent the Tower of Babel from ever being completed? He wiped them out, he confused their language, or he destroyed the tower? Correct answer is he confused their language. And in Genesis chapter 11 verse 7 it says, "Come, let us go down and confuse their language so that they may not understand one another's speech." Question number 23. In Revelation, how many seals does it say are used to seal the scroll? Is it 3 seals, 5 seals, or 7 seals? The correct answer is 7 seals. And in Revelation chapter 5 verse 1, it says, "Then I saw in the right hand of him who was seated on the throne a scroll written within and on the back sealed with 7 seals." Question number 24. Who was outrun by another disciple when going to see Jesus' empty tomb? Was it John, Matthew, or Simon Peter? The correct answer is Simon Peter. And in John chapter 20 verse 4, it says both of them were running together, but the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. Question number 25. The shortest verse in the Bible is John chapter 11 verse 25. Jesus wept. Why did he weep? Was it his friend died, God had forsaken him, or he knew he had to die on the cross? The correct answer is his friend died. In John chapter 11 verse 17 it says, "Now when Jesus came he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days." And in John 11:33 it says, "When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled." Question number 26. The promised land is referred to as the land of blank and blank. Is that dates and figs, milk and honey, or olives and grain? The correct answer is milk and honey. And in Deuteronomy chapter 26 verse 9 it says, "And he brought us into this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Question number 27. What did Moses first do to the rock when escorting the Israelites out of Egypt? Strike it, sat on it, or spoke to it? The correct answer is strike it. And in Numbers chapter 20 verse 11 it says, "And Moses lifted up his hand and struck the rock with his staff twice, and water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank and their livestock." Question number 28. Who was Jacob's youngest son and Joseph's full brother? Was it Joseph, Israel, or Benjamin? The correct answer is Benjamin. And in Genesis chapter 43 verse 29 it says, "And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, 'Is this your youngest brother of whom you spoke to me? God be gracious to you, my son.'" Question number 29. On what sea was Jesus when he walked on water amidst the storm? Was it the Dead Sea, the Sea of Galilee, or the Mediterranean Sea? The correct answer is the Sea of Galilee. And in Mark chapter 6 verse 45 it says, "Immediately he made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, to Bethsaida, a village on the Sea of Galilee." And in verse 48 it says, "And about the 4th watch of the night he came to them walking on the sea." Question number 30. At what occasion did Jesus turn water into wine? Was it the Passover, no special occasion, or a wedding? The correct answer is a wedding. And in John chapter 2, 2-3, it says, "Jesus was also invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, 'They have no wine.'" Question number 31. What was the name of the blind man Jesus healed outside of Jericho? Was it Barnabas, Bartimaeus, or Barabbas? The correct answer is Bartimaeus. And in Mark chapter 10 verse 46, it says, "And they came to Jericho, and as he was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a great crowd, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, the son of Timaeus, was sitting by the roadside." Question number 32. In which town did Jesus grow up? Was it Jerusalem, Bethlehem, or Nazareth? The correct answer is Nazareth. And in Matthew chapter 2, verse 1-3, it says, "And he went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene." Question number 33. What was Jesus' occupation as a young man before he began preaching? Was it a silversmith, a carpenter, or a shepherd? The correct answer is he was a carpenter. And in Mark chapter 6 verse 3 it says, "Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary and brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. Question number 34. Which of Jesus' disciples did he highly favor? Was it Thomas, John, or Matthew? The correct answer is John. And in John chapter 13 verse 27, it says, "One of his disciples whom Jesus loved was reclining at table at Jesus' side." Question number 35. On which road was Saul traveling when he encountered God? Was it the road to Jerusalem, the road to Damascus, or the road to Nazareth? The correct answer is the road to Damascus. And in Acts chapter 9 verse 3 it says, "Now as he went on his way, he approached Damascus, and suddenly a light from heaven shone around him." Question number 36. What was the place called where Jesus and criminals were crucified? Was it the skull, the tomb, or the hill? The correct answer is the skull. And in Luke chapter 23 verse 33, it says, "And when they came to the place that is called the skull, there they crucified him and the criminals, one on his right and one on his left." Question number 37. What did the Romans put on Jesus' head as he carried the cross? Was it a crown of thorns, a beaker of wine, or old rags? The correct answer is a crown of thorns. And in John chapter 19 verse 2 it says, "And the soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head and arrayed him in a purple robe." Question number 38. To assist him in his weary state, who helped Jesus carry the cross? Was it Simon Peter, Bartholomew, or Simon of Cyrene? The correct answer is Simon of Cyrene. And in Mark chapter 15 verse 21 it says, "And they compelled a passerby, Simon of Cyrene, who was coming in from the country, the father of Alexander and Rufus, to carry his cross." Question number 39. What type of tree did Zacchaeus climb into to get a better view of Jesus? Was it a sycamore tree, a sequoia tree, or a fig tree? The correct answer is a sycamore tree. And in Luke chapter 19 verse 4 it says, "So he ran on ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was about to pass that way." Question number 40. Who did King Ahasuerus choose to be his queen instead of Vashti? Was it Ruth, Esther, or he didn't choose a new queen? The correct answer is Esther. And in Esther chapter 2 verse 17 it says, "The king loved Esther more than all the women, and she won grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti." Thank you so much for playing this Bible quiz today. Please let us know how many out of the 40 questions you got right, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another video.